Hey, welcome to Shop of the Moment. This is the first time we're ever doing this. We're picking a shop that's part of a moment or moment in time or something that caught our eye. We're going to talk to the shop owners live right here on the show. Brooke, you actually found this shop that we're going to do today. It is the Black Royal Wear, and we will invite those guys to the stage here in a minute. Let me go off of that. Let's bring in Martello, Marty, and King Carlin to the stage from Royal Blackwear. Hi, guys. How are you?
Hi, how are you?
Doing well.
Great. How you guys doing?
Great. This is the
Great,
first
nice
time.
to see you.
Yeah.
Likewise.
I see you're all wearing your merch. That's awesome. Wow. That's great.
Yes.
Brooke, we slacked off. We didn't have our own merch. So
I know.
yeah.
Next time we'll have to remember.
Yeah.
We're holding you to it, Brooke.
Well, this is the first time. We'll get better on the next one.
Yeah. And like I said, this is the first time we've ever done this. We're hoping to have more shop owners on, but we're super happy to have Black Royal Wear on here. And all you guys, we really love your designs. So, Brooke, you found this shop. Why don't you kick it off with some questions for the guys?
All right, cool. So what we really liked about your shop were your designs are really bold and different. And as I was scrolling through your shop, I saw at the bottom where you said that you donate to charity. This is the wrong question, but it's okay.
Go. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So let's start with your family business. So you said that this is a 30-year evolution of your family business that is now merch. How did it start? Where did it start? And what led to where you are now?
Okay, I guess I could take that because this is probably a little bit before these younger gentlemen came on. It started from an ideal. I was with some friends and we were playing cards at their house, and just all of a sudden something came to me and said, what if these kings and queens were black? And then the people I was playing with, they kind of looked and said what? And I said, wow, this must be something good. So I didn't concentrate on cards anymore that night. I came home, put together a goal sheet, and actually did it. I didn't know how to find someone to make black cards. So I literally just going to different art stores. Finally found someone that could do it. Didn't know much about cards, but I gave him a deck and told him what I wanted to do. At that time, I commissioned him to do the artwork, got a copyright, got the rights signed over to me so that I could do what I wanted to do with the images. So, it was a good idea at the time because we played a lot of bid with spades, those kinds of things. And when I would start playing with these cards, it would be like jaw dropping when people, we couldn't play the first hand. We deal the cards out and people look at them and it's so different. They said, what is this? Okay, so that's when I knew we had something that was pretty good. So from that, we actually developed the cards, a series of different playing card manufacturers we went through, and we obviously started out doing expos. We were at every black expo, and this is where, my son Marty comes in, we pack up the trunk and, get in the car, and then sometimes we even flew to different places. I mean, we were all over the place, DC, Florida, Chicago, all of those stores. My wife was involved too. Her and I were the ones that kind of started it. And then we had women's expos. We did all of those as well. And in some of the cases, it got to the point where we were actually shipping cards to where we were going to do the expo, and we would fly there. Okay, so it was a good time for us. My son, Marty, my daughter, Courtney, and my wife, we all kind of got together to start a business. I did well, started out with about $5,000 order or 5,000 decks. And I think the last order we actually did were about 100,000 decks. We actually turned my mother-in-law's basement into our warehouse. Okay, so I'd be over there every week, filling up my car, bringing them home so that we could pack them and send them out. And what that did for us, we put an ad in Ebony in contact with us, and they ran an article, and it got to the point. I mean, this is way before the internet and all that kind of stuff. Got to the point where they were calling us up, and we were actually shipping cards nationwide. And then we had people say that they were teaching their kids how to count with the cards. There were just so many good reviews that came to us. We felt good about it. And then we continued to do it. And then our careers changed and things like that. Wife didn't have as much time, went into another business. And they kind of sit dormant for a while. And then in talking to Martello and Carlin, or Martello, Marty, and Carlin, we decided to try to bring it back. However, in a different facet or different phase, as opposed to the actual playing cards. You know, with younger generation, they said, let's do some active wear. And that's where royal wear, black royal wear, was actually born. And then these guys, with their savvy as relates to social media and those kinds of things, has put us where we are today. So, you know, we, you know, kind of all did everything together. It's kind of a situation where the whole is greater than the sum of the parts as relates to us. And that's where we are.
Wow, that's a great story. I thought I saw.
Awesome.
I thought I saw behind you the actual paintings that you said you had commissioned. Are they on the wall behind you?
Right. Right.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's super
So
awesome.
you can see that the actual on the canvas right there, you know. So
Yeah.
I actually let the artist use them when he's doing art shows, and he shows them. But you know, he actually buys cards for me. He painted them.
Good.
I really wish he had kept them, but you know, it's a good thing. But it just makes us feel good to start something 30 years ago and find out that people like it. We're talking about different generations. I mean, it was cool when I did it as cards, and now these guys have made it even cooler, or as they would say, dope. Okay, I gotta stick with the cool part.
Yeah, taking a real quick look at your shop while we're talking here. So we
I
can
have
see,
I have a question before we
Yeah.
move forward. I saw that you mentioned that the cards were in a Spike Lee joint, and I need to know more about that because that sounds really cool.
The cards are where?
In a Spike Lee movie?
Okay. Oh, now that was cool. The way that happened, we were, I think it's the Cabot Center in New York. We were doing an expo there, and one of the people from called Spike's Joint, they contacted us and they wanted to sell the cards. They were selling the cards. Spike's Joint is his store that sells all of his products. So we were in the store in New York. We were also in the store in California, and they were ordering direct from us. So from that, you know, we're at home, you know, watching a movie or something, and we said, wow, those look like our cards. Because see, we could tell from the back of the cards, which you all can't see, of course, but the back of the cards is basically a design from Cameroon. It's a design of a cloth that is worn during ceremonial occasions. So we wanted to put that on the back, put these on the front to give it that real authentic African type of flavor. And Spike Lee liked them, and he put them in the store. There was another series on a black sitcom or something like that, and they were playing with the cards there. So I actually had those recorded because it was pretty cool to see your product there. You know, it wasn't like a product placement or any of that kind of stuff where we were paying them. So, you know, we just saw them playing with them, and we're happy about it.
That's wild.
That's super cool.
Yeah, it was.
You never know. Yeah, you never know who you're going to meet, or when you're out there doing those shows, you just never know what kind of connections are going to come to you. It's awesome.
Exactly.
So like she said earlier, we did notice on your shop here. So let me go back to this real quick. Let me share that. So we did notice that you say 10% of your profits are supporting social justice orgs and dedicated to improving the community. So we wanted to hear a little bit more about that. Like, what organizations do you suggest? Why do you support them, of course? And like, what's the mission behind it? And how did it evolve over time? So who wants to take that?
Team, I'll jump in.
All right.
So the two organizations that we're starting off with are Black Lives Matter and the NAACP. And the rationale is because while the way we started the business, we started the idea of this in June of 2020 when the world started to understand some of the injustices happening within America, and we wanted a way that we could contribute, multiply how much we were contributing to these organizations to fight for equality. And it just so happened that day while we were over at Brother Pollock's house or Martello Pollock's house that he was wearing a shirt advertising the old car business. And when I saw the shirt that he was wearing, it made me realize, this might do really well in today's environment, like not only from a selling perspective, but just getting the images out there for representation purposes. So from that point, we started spitballing about the idea of Black Royal Wear and decided that we wanted to increase. A good way of increasing our contribution was to sell these shirts with great representation of kings and queens on there, and donate some of the proceeds to support Black Lives Matter and NAA and the NAACP.
That's awesome. Both great organizations for sure. Like, and like you said, like this is like pretty awesome from our standpoint. I know Brooke, maybe you agree. We talk about it a lot that like that we're able to work for a company that like supports all sorts of these good causes and like lets people express themselves and inspires other people. So it's cool from Spreadshop's side to be able to do that and be a part of it and kind of amplify different voices.
Or share people's stories. It's really fun.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, so we wanted to know how you market your merchandise. So we know that you have an Instagram, and I assume you have a Facebook. What's the most effective way of marketing for you? Are you out there on the street spreading the word, or are you just doing it online?
Yeah, actually, we're doing a combination of both of those. So our Facebook page is in the works, but we do have an Instagram page. I see you have it right there displayed on the screen. So yeah, we have several images that have been posted relating to current events that we kind of, make sure that we're out in the forefront of what's happening and trying to get our brand out there too to align with those current events. But also word of mouth. We wear our merch all the time, so when I'm out, I go and and make sure I have my shirt on. And the people ask me, "Hey, where'd you get that hoodie?" I was like, "I made them. It's my company. You want one?" And then I kind of direct them to the site, and then hopefully they go in and purchase it that way too.
Yeah, I really like this. What would you say, like, who is your ideal audience and why should they buy your merchandise? I mean, we already know why they should buy your merchandise, but like, who do you think your ideal audience is for your shop?
So I'll jump and take that one. So it's funny you should ask that, DJ. So when we started the organization, we were more focused on women and children, to be honest, as our core market. More so because the cool thing about this are the images on the cards. So we wanted kids to grow up seeing this image. That was our big deal. We thought that women would be more likely to buy it for their kids as well. But when we opened the shop, we got just an outpour of all sorts of different types of people like purchasing this from us or wanting to support or represent or support equality in the images. So although our niche when we started off was going to be women and children of color, like it kind of blossomed when we actually started the shop, and we started getting feeling a lot of love and support from all different walks of life, man. So it's been very gratifying, and I think we're gonna have to broaden our scope. Thankfully.
Right. And I'll add a little bit to that, because usually, like when you starting a business or a venture, you really have to say, what is your why? Now, one of my whys was basically, if I could change the mind of one younger person to raise their consciousness about how they feel about themselves, like wearing a shirt, looking at the mirror, and having a smile, I think that would do it for me. So that's why I did it. I mean, the cards were good, things were fun, but taking it to this level is basically to raise the consciousness of people and to make them feel good. You know what I mean? Some people don't feel like kings, queens, and royalty, but by wearing something subconsciously, that may bring their mind up to feel that way, and that's a good thing. So that's why I do it.
Yeah, that's really great.
Yeah. I think it's so important that kids have that when they're young, so that they grow up loving themselves, and I think that's really cool that that's how you started.
Exactly. Right. And that'll make you feel good, like you've done something as opposed to just coming up with some merchandise, coming up with an image, and just putting it out there. And it also plays back into us, donating and making contributions to these organizations that are out there for change. And, that's what we're trying to do.
Yeah, and maybe a little bit of a personal story, just because I feel like saying it, like I'm not a person of color, but whenever I was really little, and I'm a cartoonist, I had an art teacher that was a mentor of mine. His name was Fred Crump Jr. And he did children's books for Black children. So he'd take Cinderella and make it into Black families. And like, it was so cool to watch him work. And like, as a little kid, I just never thought about it. From my experience was like, oh, well, of course this should exist. Why doesn't this exist? And then you grow up and you're like, what is going on in the world? Like there are no, so like what you're saying about representation, like, I think it's a matter of educating like all people to know that like, oh, this doesn't exist. We need to make this exist to represent all kinds of people. So the playing cards just sounded like, as soon as I heard that story from your email, I was like, oh man, that sounds like the children's book thing. And like, it's just awesome. Yeah. I really love it.
And also the reason why we did Black Kings and Queens, because when we started this 30 years ago, there were no Black presidents, no Black vice presidents. So we brought the kings and queens, and some of the other kings and queens we have do have a story behind them. Like we represent the Messiah tribe on our diamonds. We didn't bring them all out at the same time, but there are stories behind each one of the cards. So as we come up with new material and things like that, those will be on our website. So we're looking forward to that.
That's really cool.
All right, so we were wondering how you found Spread Shop for your merch. I saw that you've been a customer for a while, but what led you to choosing us for your own merch?
Yeah, certainly. So I've reached out to my mentor one day because I wanted to start selling shirts a few years ago, and he told me to reach out, look at Spreadshirt to check it out. And what ended up happening was I didn't necessarily go into selling shirts, but now every time there was a concert that came out, I wanted to create something unique for myself or for my wife or something of that nature. And the quality was always fantastic. So I've been impressed with Spreadshirt since 2016. So when June 2020 comes rolling around, we start spitballing ideas. It was almost second nature for me to bring you guys back into the mix because I've been working with you guys for so long and been happy for about going on 5 years now. So yeah, you guys are great.
Yeah, we love to hear it.
What they call it in the upper echelons of Spreadshirt is lifetime value. You're a lifetime value customer. So that's great. That's great. So it's great to hear that you stay with us. Yeah.
Plus, you guys allow us to scale in a very short period of time. So, we create the designs and you guys take care of the rest. So no, big fan.
That's the pitch, right? Spreadshop. That's pretty much the pitch. You just said it. Like, it's pretty easy. It is pretty easy to use. So
if we do a commercial, we'll call you back.
Yeah, we're gonna call you. I'll try to get you some influencer money too. Like, I think that'd be good. Yeah.
Great.
Yeah. So what is next for you guys? Like, what do you have planned? I mean, you probably don't want to give away too much, but like, what do you have planned for your merchandise lineup? Any kind of future for the BRW brand? Like, where are you going from here with it?
Well, since the images are based off playing cards, we do have more playing card images that we would like to release. So we're going to be releasing some more King and Queen images, so about 6 of those. And then also we're going to kind of focus on like the social aspect of the company where we have the King logo. We're going to start doing some shirts with that. And also maybe do like some equality shirts or something special around Juneteenth, do a special edition, limited edition type shirts with that as well. And Carlin, anything else? I know we're talking about doing maybe masks, since we are still in the pandemic, it'd be pretty cool to have a King mask on.
Yeah, everything Marty just said. Plus, we want to, and I don't want to give you guys all the secrets false before it comes.
We understand.
We need to know.
But yeah, I mean, not only are we coming up with different lines, Marty hinted to the quality line that could be coming out. But we're also looking into supporting different events, such as the Bud Ability Parade, getting more involved with the two organizations we're donating to. Because, I mean, we're donating to them because we support their ideas. So we want to make sure that we are still putting our imprint on the community as well. So looking forward to, I mean, we got some stuff in our back pocket. We can't wait to share with you guys.
Well, we'll definitely keep promoting you guys, and anytime we see new designs, we're gonna throw you up on the socials or like maybe bring you back on. This is the first time we've ever done this. This has been a great conversation. I think I've really enjoyed it.
I've enjoyed it.
Yeah. So where can people find you as we're closing out, I guess? Do you have any questions for us? Do you have any questions for Spreadshop? Do you want to see any products from us? Is there something like a wish list?
Oh, man.
Uh-oh.
You can send me a list too. Okay.
Yeah, get Brooke.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, Brooke.
I'll make it happen.
I'll have people call your people, Brooke.
You know where to find me.
Yeah, no, I mean, you guys got a large assortment of things for us to choose from. But yeah, if you guys are looking for ideas, I got one or two. So Brooke, coming your way, man.
All right, cool.
So where can they find you? You want them to follow you on Instagram, correct?
Certainly, please. Yeah, please follow us on Instagram. Give us a follow. Black Royal Wear, all spelled out. We appreciate the support. Everything counts, man. The likes, the follows, the comments, everything is much appreciated to get the word out and just help our society breed foster a community of equality. So yeah, anything you can do, we appreciate it.
And look out for that Facebook page coming soon.
I'm try to get us back on TV in some sort of way in one of the sitcoms, just so that people can see the shirts, see everything we're doing, and just take it from there. Because I think when you see it, that's a good thing. So I mean, plus it's nationwide, worldwide, as a matter of fact. So I think just getting the word out there makes you feel good. So if we can make somebody feel good, we've done our job.
Yeah, Martell, are you proud of these boys?
You ought to send some merch to Netflix.
Yeah, are you proud of these boys here? Like,
hey, no doubt, without a doubt. Because I mean, I couldn't have done this without them, and I see that. This is the first time I've said it, but I'm live, so I can let them know. Thank you guys. Because they just took it to a whole different level for me. I mean, from the social media part, and with what they do with the audio visual, and that's why I say each one of us has a specialty in what we do. So when we put it all together, it's it makes a beautiful thing. And at the same time, another one of our whys was creating a family business. And sometimes family businesses do not work. So to be able to be on the phone on a weekly basis with these guys and come up with ideals as opposed to just conversation, that's a beautiful thing. That would have never happened on a regular basis where the three of us would have something to talk about every week. But we tend to enjoy it. So, I mean, it brings us together as family. So I'm very proud of them and what they're doing. And hopefully they could carry it on, and just go from wherever. I ain't going nowhere, but hopefully they can carry it on from this point.
Yeah, no, you guys.
Back it up.
Stick around, please.
Yeah, we could definitely see that you guys have a nice.
They got great expertise they bring to the table. So I'm happy with
it's
it.
great. That's great. We see it reflected in your shop too. There you guys are. Like,
right.
Yeah, that's such a cute picture.
That's awesome. Yeah, I like it. All right, cool guys. Well,
thank you.
Yeah, thanks so much. This is
wraps
great.
it up. Yeah.
Yo, DJ Brooke, thanks for inviting us to the show. Thanks for letting us be number one.
You are.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, and definitely our first interview as a shop and as a family. So no, we appreciate you guys.
That's awesome. We're really happy to have been your first.
Yeah. we'll make it into like a competition where you have to knock off like, hey, you got to take out the kings now. You can't.
Yeah.
You got to beat this interview.
The bar has been set.
All right, guys. Hey, everyone check out. I think you know what? I didn't use it because this is the first time, but I do have a little banner here that says blackroyalwear.com. So that's where you'll want to find them. The Instagram. Yeah. Cool. Awesome. And I think we are out. So let me see here.
Thank you.
Hey.
Thanks.
Thank you.
That was awesome.
Thank you. It's been a